Welcome, everybody, to the Channel Vision Magazine webinar featuring Bicom Systems, which is going to share with us how to use contact center analytics to improve productivity. I'm your moderator, Bruce Christian, Senior Editor of Channel Vision Magazine. Our presenters are Zeta Frosto, Bicom Systems Contact Center Product Owner, and Keen Maher, the Head of Voice Technology at Infrastructure for Digital Well, a loyal partner of Bicom Systems. And with that, let me turn it over to Sevda.
Thank you, Bruce. Hello, everyone. My name is Sevda Frasta, and I am Contact Center Product Owner in Bicom Systems since November 2021. Before Bicom Systems, I was working in business development department in local telecommunication company for 7 years. My goal of my team within developing contact center solutions is to always put customers at center when releasing new features with the aim to enable a new era of productivity and best value for the money. So that's why it is a special pleasure that I have opportunity today together with our partner Keen to tell you a little bit more about the benefits of contact center analytics that we offer, and also of contact center solution in general. Hopefully, by the end of this webinar, you will understand why our contact center solution might be the best solution for you. So where should we start? We can start with basic explanation. What are the contact center analytics? Contact center analytics represent collected and analyzed customer data in one place with the aim to unearth valuable insights about a service organization's performance by identifying trends, impacts, causes, and results. Analytics usually use reports, KPIs, or metrics that show what's happening in the contact center in real time or within historical data. Currently, we have 42 predefined template reports that could be classified as queues, agents, or dialer statistics. On top of that, we offer also scheduled reports that gives our customers possibility to schedule sending defined reports to defined email addresses in the defined period of time in the purpose of better management. So do businesses really need contact center analytics? When we think about need for some feature, we always try to imagine what are the challenges that users currently face, and whether we have solutions that could address these challenges. So what are the challenges that customers actually face? First and basic challenge is about managing productivity. Managing productivity is to the greatest extent related to agent performance, meaning making sure that the right agents do the job they are intended to do in the best possible way. Another challenge is to identify trends and correlations. For example, if we notice that some agents have a longer talk time, it would be really interesting insight to see whether they have longer talk time because they need more time to explain some more complex issues, and that's why they also impact on decreasing repeated callers, or they have a longer talk time because they simply have a lack of knowledge to answer to the simple queries in the shorter period of time, which caused, for example, an increased abandoned call rate. Basically, the challenge is to understand agent behaviors. So what are the possible solutions that could address these challenges? Well, we can offer PBXer and Bicom Contact Center Analytics. How exactly our contact center analytics can address these challenges will be shown through real examples later. Before we go through real examples, we want to expand your knowledge about factors that can affect the effectiveness of the system tools you use. First of all, we have access to calls. You are all aware that sometimes it can be really costly and difficult to access to recordings or calls because of information security teams that needs to take care of protecting sensitive data. Second, you need to have people in the company that have adequate skills to get maximum value from the analytics tool. Third, PBXer configuration. You need to understand that PBXer is just a toolkit and that you have possibility to configure PBXer in the way you want it to work, meaning combining different features to achieve what you want to achieve. But if customers do not know what they really want to achieve, they will not be able to effectively use system tools, and also they will not be happy with statistics available. So you need to be aware that overlooking sensitive call flows can lead to bad design. Also, you need to make sure that you are enabling that you have configuration that is enabling that the right agents are in the relevant queue with relevant assigned penalties. You also need to make sure that agents are using the system properly, meaning using postcodes, not ready state, etc. Fourth factor would be frontline engagement. Very often the biggest missing component within contact center analytics is actually ability to connect data insights generated from the tool sets with frontline operations, operational leaders and agents who are persons who actually are dealing with those conversations. So in addition to technology, to be able to effectively use benefits of contact center analytics, you need to simultaneously nurture and develop processes and people in your company. What does this mean? When it comes to the processes, you need to run systematic process of expanding and improving continuously the capability of the analytics platform. If your company have launched new products or your business's processes were changed, then you need to check if underlying logic that is being used to search or generate relevant statistics is up to date. You also need to continuously improve business processes approach. You need to understand what can be done to improve the quality and accuracy of results that the analytics are being producing. When it comes to the people, you need to have 1 or 2 employees in the company with key skills, such as great communicators, to ensure that everyone in company understands powers and also limitations of contact center analytics. They need to be analytical in their approach to problem solving. They need to have great understanding of customer conversations and frontline operations. They need to be a process-focused thinker. And they also need to continuously improve business process approach. So they need to be with bright mindset so that they are continuously finding new ways to improve quality and accuracy of insights generated from the tool sets. On the top of that comes technology, but you need to be aware that historical or real-time statistics will not do anything on their own. So you need to have skilled people and adjusted processes so that you are able within toolsets usage to search and uncover insights that you need. These people with adequate key skills that I mentioned previously need to know also what to look for and where in order to quickly find and return higher risk conversations, in order to quickly find and return great sales as well, which could serve as best practices example. They need to analyze patterns and insights. For example, searching for points of failure that lead to lengthy calls or repeated contacts. Basically, business analysts in company need to find things that company is doing good, but also things that company can do better. For that purpose, business analysts need to use metrics that matter. So when it comes to the industry standards metrics for contact center, they can be divided into 4 categories, such as customer experience, agent productivity, call initiation, and contact center operations. So when it comes to customer experience, key KPIs would be first contact resolution, customer satisfaction score, customer effort score, and net promoter score. When it comes to agent productivity, you should monitor average handling time, agent utilization rate, or average speed of answer. When it comes to call initiation, you should monitor average calls abandonment rate and activating calls. And when it comes to contact center operations, key KPIs would be number of calls handled, cost per call, call arrival date, peak hour traffic, average call length, callback messaging, and repeat callers. Bicom Systems, with our offer of contact center analytics, of course, can offer all the KPIs mentioned. When it comes to the reports that we have within our offer, within these print screens, I will show you some of the maybe most informational rich or popular reports that you can expect within our contact center analytics. So here we have overview tab within supervisor panel, then agent availability report, graphical view for agent calls, queue calls and queue calls dispositions, graphical view for also all calls that are hung-up with more detailed view for calls hung-up by agent, caller, or calls that were transferred. Also interesting report and very useful is about IVR calls per option with all needed details, and the graphical view of total calls per option. These are, of course, some of the reports that we have, but there are plenty more. All of these things that I mentioned, possibility of contact center analytics, together with aligned processes and people in your company, can offer to your company abilities, such as ability to effectively connect data insight generated from the tool set relevant to the frontline, ability to prepare reports with operational users in mind, and ability to use insights on an operational level in order to affect agent improvement. These abilities could very easily be transformed into concrete action. So these action could be providing agents with feedback, which could be positive and negative comments, organizing coaching sessions or one-on-one training if needed, and performance management improvement. You also should be aware that you need agents that are willing to accept all comments, positive and negative as well, and that are willing to take seriously all coaching sessions or training sessions that are provided so that they can acquire as many information they need in order to improve their performance or behavior. So as you can see, this is not just about implementing technology or contact center analytics. So it is about adjusting processes, hiring people with adequate skills, and changing the way a company runs their business. So we can say that it is about sustained cultural change. This sustained cultural change can bring to company enormous amount of benefits, such as cost effectiveness for personal management, improved agent performance, added value to the whole company because insights generated could be also beneficial to other departments, sales, marketing, etc. Creating new generation of employees which are productive, engaged, and in the process of constant learning. The most important benefit is, of course, improving customer experience and satisfaction. That, in the end, can lead to the increased revenue. So these were summarized key things about selecting the right contact center solution, using the right contact center analytics, and adjusting all other processes so it can cause these benefits that I mentioned. Now I'm happy to give word to our partner Keen, who will explain in more detail the success story he had with contact center analytics usage.
Thank you, Sevda. Okay, so my name is Cian Maher. I am the head of voice technology and infrastructure at Digital Well, a large Irish-based digital communications company and a Bicom Systems partner since 2008. So since 1999, I've had many differing roles in the contact center space, from management and technology. And today I'm going to give you an example of how we, as a Bicom Systems partner, help our customers to implement changes in systems and processes to become a more efficient contact center. So for the purpose of this example, the customer type was a directory services provider and operator services provider with 80 agents. They handled just over 30,000 calls per day, and the average revenue that they generated was €2.85 per call. Some of the issues that they had was they dropped just over 9,000 calls a day, which was a loss in revenue of just over €25,000. To maintain 80 full-time equivalents, they needed to hire 130 agents. And because of the location that they were based in Ireland, it was becoming increasingly difficult to hire staff. This customer also had forecasted an increase over the following 3 months of 14% in call volumes. So the goal that they set for us was to help them to reduce their loss in revenue from 21.5% to 10%, improve talk times, design better call flows, introduce integration, reduce their head count requirement, and as a result of that, introduce cost savings. So some high-level metrics of the type of calls and information that was taken from PBXer was that the average talk time was 52 seconds. The average wait time was 27 seconds, and they typically would answer 87% of calls. The agent productivity was 76%. So we helped the customer to introduce some new key processes. So the first one being using statistics from their systems, such as idle time, talk time, in conjunction with number of calls expected, based around predictions, their average talk times, and generated reports in 15-minute segments to help feed information into a workforce optimization tool. Agents with longer talk times were coached and monitored to help reduce their talk time and bring them in line with what was expected as the average. Call trends were analyzed and predicted based on hour of day, day of week, week of year, month of year, and any known holiday periods. And call flow testing was done at regular intervals to identify any inefficiencies in their call flows. So some of the key changes that were made based around the statistics that were generated by PBXware was that we introduced force call answer. So instead of relying on the agent to answer the call after a specific amount of ring time, which utilizes an agent's idle time, introducing force call answer would reduce the wait time of callers as well by 12 seconds. We eliminated wrap-up time, which was 4 seconds at the end of every call, and this multiplied over the duration of the day and the number of calls that would typically come in throughout the day meant that agents in general could handle an extra 2,000 calls per day. Introducing automated greetings for agents reduced the average agent talk time by 2 seconds, allowing for an additional 1,000 calls per day to be handled. And then introducing integration for repetitive tasks allowed us to furthermore reduce that talk time by 10 seconds, allowing for just over an additional 5,000 calls per day. So typically, the agents could handle 36,000 minutes of availability each day based around 80 agents. And the differences from before was that the call duration was 52 seconds with a wrap-up time of 4 seconds. After we implemented the changes and the key new processes, we were able to reduce that down to 42 seconds with a 0-second wrap-up time, which was a 34% increase in the amount of calls that this business could handle in one day, increasing it from just over 38,000 calls a day to just over 51,000 calls a day. So the results were that while we had to reduce the loss in revenue from 21.5% to 10%, we actually exceeded that and reduced the loss of revenue to 7%. We reduced the full-time equivalent requirement to satisfy their expected call volumes over the next 3 months, meaning that instead of having 80 agents to handle 30,000 calls, they could now have 70 agents to handle 45,000 calls. And with reducing the full-time equivalent requirements, we were able to reduce the headcount from 130 agents to 110 agents, which was a saving of just over €500,000 per year in payroll. So that just gives you an example of how using the right statistics, the right processes, and the right call flows can help your contact center become more efficient. So back over to you, Sevda.
Thank you, Keen, for this really impressive customer success story. I will take this opportunity to also tell you a little bit more about Bicom Systems contact center solution. or more precisely, benefits that you can gain by using our contact center solution. First of all, we offer unified communications and contact center features all in one, in-house developed. We are offering flexible and voice-rich features at revolutionary prices. Besides product, we can offer you end-to-end solution, including services such as consulting, training, and deployment, and 24/7 support. We also have a team of developers that are continuously working on improving contact center solution, adding new features, etc. And in the end, we offer you possibilities to add different features on top of our solution so you can make your own custom solution. So the question is contact center right product for you? I will not talk a lot about this part. I will just tell you, if you have businesses that deals with a lot of customers, and that if you want to improve customer service, then the contact center is right product for you, because it can help you to get to the point where you will have smiled and worry-free customers, which I think is end goal for all of you. So if you find interesting or useful anything that we have presented today for you, please contact us and get your free demo today so you can experience benefits that you can gain from our solution on your own. Our email address is sales@bicomsystems.com. And if you are interested in commercially starting using our products, then I'm happy to tell you that we have a limited time offer with 10% off perpetual licensing costs on contact center seats. So please send us an email or give us a call on a phone number displayed on presentation, and we will try to arrange everything else for you. That's it from us for today. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Thank you very much, Septa. And we do have some questions, so I will bring them up right now. First, I'm wondering, Keen, can you explain in more detail what other trends and correlations, in addition to the ones that you described, can be detected by contact center analytics?
Sure, yeah. So look, it's a lot of the reports are driven around the activity of users. So what you typically want to see is that your agents are being as productive as possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, an agent with a lower talk time is more productive than an agent with higher talk time. You have to find the comfortable balance between the two, because the agent with the longer talk time might have a first contact resolution rate a lot higher than the second agent. So it really depends on your calls, the type of calls, whether they're sales calls, support calls. But the key thing is that PBXware has all the statistics available at the click of a button for you to be able to get the information important to your business, to be able to analyze your call flows, and to be able to inflict some sort of change on your processes, your call flows, to make yourselves more efficient.
Okay, you know, the success story, Keen, that you presented was really impressive. But I would like to know, how much time did it take you from defining your goals to actually achieving them?
Yeah, so that project was actually a 3-month project. I think the longest part of that project is designing the new processes, you know, making sure that agents are trained efficiently to handle the new call flows, you know, agents don't like change. And when you change something like introducing a forced call answer, well, what you need to make sure is that those agents are at their desk, that they're available. And when they're not available, they're putting themselves into a not ready code for a certain reason so that you can track their time, but also you don't offer them calls because you know they're not available. So I think that was the hardest part of it, was getting the agent's mindset in place for the new processes that were being introduced. And as a result, the 3-month project was more so around educating those agents. Call flow changes are very easy to make inside PBX, where they can be done at the click of a button, but the problem is the users that have to get used to those changes.
Okay, now both of you talked a little bit about training contact center agents to be more analytical, and I'm wondering, is there a secret to teaching them how to analyze their calls?
I think the main thing, if you look at, you know, older type systems or other systems, is that this information is typically hidden from agents. They don't get to see it. They don't get to see how efficient they are. So by giving agents their own statistics in a real-time view allows them to be more efficient. And by them seeing other people inside their teams and the state of those users and those users' statistics allows an agent to compare themselves to others and try to gain more efficiency.
Okay, that sounds good. Sevda, how can I start using contact center analytics more effectively, and how can Bicom Systems help me with this? What would be the first steps?
So as I explained, in addition to product offering, we are providing end-to-end solution for customers. So that includes consulting, deployment, training, and 24/7 support services. So within consulting and training, we are trying to educate and encourage, firstly, our partners to get knowledge they need to explain to their customers what are the benefits, how can they start using contact center analytics. They firstly need, of course, to monitor situation within a company to see what are the pain points and where is the room for improvement. But since we are selling our products also through partners network, we are trying to split this part into two parts, obligations. As Bicom Systems, we of course offer consulting and training, but we also encourage our partners to start consulting their customers and give them also training and all services needed so they can together make change that their customer needs.
Okay, well, we do have a question here that seems to be universal. Every time we do a webinar, we get a question like this. So tell us what makes Bicom Systems contact center solution different from other providers?
Well, we have a flexible and voice-rich feature that we offer at revolutionary prices. And this is not something that I tell to you. It is something that we got as a feedback from our partner who is offering more different contact center solutions. And he told us that in the end, customers choose our solution because indeed, after trying more different solutions, he understood that our solution is more flexible and voice richer. and also cheaper. Also, we offer integrated contact center PBX platform with desktop contact center unified communications application. So it is one solution for customer engagement and employee communication and collaboration. A lot of other providers do not have this in-house developed. They do some integrations, but that never covers everything. So I think we can cover more in that part. And I think it is really a good benefit that besides purely selling some product, we really provide end-to-end solution for customers that include all services needed, and we stay with you in the whole process from the beginning to the end, offering all consultation and support that customer needs.
Okay. I do have two more questions, it looks like. First, can you discuss how AI or machine learning are integrated into your contact center solution?
When it comes to AI and machine learning, we didn't really get far in that part. We are still developing artificial in the process of developing of artificial intelligence and integrating also machine learning within our analytics. But we are well aware that that is thing that is present and future, and that it is most important thing within our future contact center analytics development.
Okay, great. And I got one last question, and I'm just kind of wondering what effect, if any, has remote or hybrid work had on gathering contact center analytics and keeping representatives trained properly?
I think that within contact center analytics and analysis that we can perform within call recordings and all other things, customer can really identify lack of knowledge when it comes to the agent's performance and constantly keep performing training sessions, and either it is one-on-one training or in groups, so that all agents have amount of knowledge needed to perform better and to, I don't know, have a smaller talk time and performing better and answering and resolving issues faster.
Okay, right. Keen, I'm wondering, in your situation, is remote or hybrid workers causing any training issues?
Look, absolutely. Sorry, I was going to step in and add to what Sevda said at the end there. With remote workers, it's a lot more challenging for contact centers, but the important part is having the statistics. So no matter where the agents exist, the statistics are still available through PBXware. With users being at home, there's actually a mixture of what you notice. So on one hand, you might notice that you're getting less productivity from some users because of distractions, especially with the work from home model around COVID-19 here in Ireland. When schools were closed and people were working from home, you'd have other distractions at home which took away from your productivity. But on the other hand, some people thrive working from home, and they actually provide more availability. And we've witnessed both. We've witnessed people that aren't able to work from home. We've witnessed people that do better working from home. And in some scenarios, you just have to introduce a blended approach.
Thank you very much. And I think that's going to do it for our webinar. Our thanks to Sebda Frosto, the Bicom Systems Contact Center product owner, and Keen Maher, the head of voice technology and infrastructure for Digital Well, which is a loyal partner of Bicom Systems. And at this time, I'd like to note and thank Bicom Systems for being a silver sponsor of CVX Expo 2022, which takes place November 2nd through 4th at the Talking Stick Resort in Scottsdale, Arizona. Registration for CVX Expo 2022 is open now, and you can get access to all the educational seminars, the exhibit floor, all meals and networking opportunities, and the chance to win the $10,000 raffle prize, all for only $199. To register, go to our website, channelvisionmag.com. And now, to redeem your 10% off perpetual licensing costs on control seats, excluding support and system setup, just send an email to sales@bicomsystems.com. In the subject line, write Channel Vision Webinar Redeem. Or you can give Bicom Systems a call at 1-954-278-8470. That's 1-954-278-8470, and mention the redeem offer to the Bicom Systems representative. Remember, you can access this webinar and all other Channel Vision presentations on demand by visiting our website at channelvisionmag.com. And now, from all of us at Channel Vision Magazine and from our friends at Bicom Systems, we look forward to seeing you at CVX Expo 2022. Thanks for attending, and have a safe, prosperous day.